おい海賊ども。お前らコビーは海軍の未来ギャラクシー。
In anime, there comes a point where a character can't hide their strength anymore, when they have no choice but to unleash their true power. From anime's most iconic transformations to moments where they fight with everything they have to protect others. These are the times when anime characters showed what they're truly capable of.
雷の呼吸、一の型。雷の呼吸、一の型。
一つの技しか使えないんだ。これでこいつも。
We start this list with Zenitsu from Demon Slayer, a character most people tend to underestimate. Whenever he faces danger, he's a total crybaby, scared, anxious, always running away from the fight. But when it truly matters, something inside him changes, and that's when we see what he's really capable of.
柱間以来だこのワクワクは。このチャクラ認めてやろう。お前を最強と呼んでやる。早い。何
Next, we have our Guy Might Guy, a man who's usually all smiles, loud, and obsessed with youth. Most of the time, he's treated as comic relief, the eccentric teacher who takes things a little too far. But when the fate of the world is on the line, even he proves that his spirit burns brighter than anyone else's. So much that even Madara himself couldn't help but acknowledge him.
彼は死んでいる。もう元には戻せないんだ。ゴン。殺さなきゃいけない。嘘つき。なんだこれは。もうこれで終わってもいい。ありったけを。こいつの牙は王にも届き得た。貴様。
When Gon, a kid who's usually full of kindness and light, realized that his sensei was truly gone, something inside him broke. He turned all his hidden potential into something completely unrecognizable, driven only by frustration and despair. And when Pitou tried to attack him, Gon calmly told her they should go somewhere else. Not because he cared about the fight, but because he didn't want to destroy everything around them. What Gon showed us in that moment was raw, unfiltered transformation, a power born from pure emotion. It shocked everyone watching because this wasn't the cheerful kid we knew anymore, and he's not the only one who's pushed past his limits like that. The next one changed the meaning of transformation forever. This transformation is one of the most iconic moments in all of anime. What started as pure rage became something legendary, a power born from loss, pain, and an unshakable will to protect. The moment Goku's hair turned gold, everything changed. It set the standard for every transformation that came after, and even today, nothing compares to the first time we saw a Super Saiyan.
だけど残念ながら相性は最悪かな。お前にとってだがな。スキル君主の領域。
何がどうなってるの？
悪魔の城でレベル70を達した時習得した。
信じられない。
で一段と強かった。
雪。
に強い人がどうして荷物持ちなんか。
世の兵士たちの方が数も力も上のよ。いつまで持つか見ものだな。
Next, we have Sung Jinwoo from Solo Leveling, a hunter who started at the very bottom, barely surviving the weakest dungeons. But after he received a mysterious system that allowed him to level up, everything changed, and he quickly rose to become one of the strongest hunters alive. During one group mission, he joined under the guise of a weak worker, but when the dungeon turned out to be a hidden high-level one, Jinwoo had no choice but to reveal who he truly was, and the way he did it was pure aura flexing, casually asking the group leader for permission to take down the enemy.
起きろ。世の兵士をアンデッドに。
お前も。この衛兵はうちんとこの方が優秀だな。
金を抜いた。ローター。 この歌。
護衛を失った瞬間、
お体や
お使い。
Now we have Shigeo Kageyama, better known as Mob, a quiet, awkward kid who spends most of his time trying to keep his emotions in check, but his emotions are directly tied to his psychic powers. When he tried to save his brother, the situation spiraled out of control, and that's when they finally reached 100%. Everything he'd been holding back erupted all at once. It's calm, then chaos, the kind of power that reminds everyone why you should never underestimate the quiet ones.
お前こんなの初めてだ。わかるか。あの男二度と僕たちの前に顔を出すな。人は別物。
When a sudden threat appeared in the heart of the Clover Kingdom, one man stepped forward to face it. The Wizard King, Julius Novachrono. Usually cheerful and fascinated by every kind of magic, he rarely takes anything too seriously. But when the kingdom was in danger, all of that disappeared. He faced his enemy with a power that literally bent time itself.
時に対抗できるのは光しかない。取った。
君では私に勝てないよ。
この速さにもついてくるのか。
返すよ。
僕の魔法を加速させた。この男の強さはどこだ。この男のグリモワールは
あそこだよ。
That fight was nothing short of spectacular, a clash of ideals and power that showed just how far above everyone else Julius really was. He didn't even take his enemy seriously, and that's when he showed why he's the boss of the Clover Kingdom. Up next, we've got another moment that shows what happens when you threaten the home of someone strong. When a demon infernal appeared and started wreaking havoc, Benimaru wiped him out in one of the most epic ways possible. With that, Benimaru basically applied for one of the best one-shots in anime history. In front of his own students, he casually erased a demon infernal like it was nothing. Pure flex that left everyone in awe with those insane sound effects. Another moment when a sensei proved why he's the strongest came when All Might faced All for One. But this time, it wasn't just his students watching. The entire nation saw their symbol of peace fight with everything he had left.
私も彼を育てるまでは、それまではまだ死ねんだな。 左腕に右腕をおとりに使った。ユナイテッドステイアツーだ。
That final punch wasn't just about power, it was everything All Might had left. With that one strike, he defeated his greatest enemy and lost the very power that made him a hero. Even as the symbol of peace faded, he smiled, showing the world what true strength really means.
領域展開無料空所。
We just witnessed the strongest sorcerer in JJK getting serious. Usually he's a playful guy who loves to toy with his enemies, but when it's about protecting lives, everything changes. In just 0.2 seconds, Gojo wiped out the cursed spirits around him. Calm, precise, and completely unstoppable. That's what true power looks like.
ゲームですか？お主も後ろの3人も見逃してやろう。ルールはシンプル。1対1の殺し合い、先に死んだ方が負けじゃ。
To protect his friends, this little guy named Escanor accepted a game against one of the strongest demons in the series. The rules were simple. Each side gets one hit, and whoever's still standing at the end wins. When the demon casually tapped Escanor's shoulder before the match even began, he was already knocked out cold. But then, the sun began to rise, and that's when things truly started.
人間ではないな。
人間です。私が7つの大罪ライオン神エスカノール様だ。
こんな人間3000年前には存在しなかったが続いているの。
これがあなたの本気ですか？ゲームオーバーです。
That's the thing about Escanor. During the day, when the sun is up, he turns into a brutal monster, one of the strongest characters in the entire series. But when night falls, all that power disappears, and he becomes the weakest among them, a man of extremes. Pride at noon, humility at dusk. Now we have one of my absolute favorite moments, when humanity is fighting monsters, but one of your own comrades secretly turns out to be one of them. That kind of reveal hits hard. No, I'm not talking about Attack on Titan. This is Kaiju number 8.
買うか？
待て、なんやその速度。
フォルティチュード 9.8 怪獣8号です。
すみません、星名副隊長。違和感は持っとった。いつの間にかあいつに惹かれて。みんなも黙っててごめん。
俺だって防衛隊の本田。
When everyone's lives were on the line, our protagonist, Kafka Hibino, or Kaiju number 8, had no choice but to reveal his true form. He didn't transform to prove his strength, but to protect the people he cared about. And the way he did it instantly became one of the most legendary moments in anime history. Because of Gaara's overwhelming defense, Rock Lee got permission to take off his weights, and no one expected what came next. When they hit the ground, the entire arena shook and everyone was left speechless. What followed was a completely different kind of speed. For the first time, Lee was able to break through Gaara's defense and actually land a hit. To pass the test, Lee had no choice but to unleash his true power. Now we have a moment that shook the entire anime world. When that episode dropped, it felt like everyone was watching it together. You could tell they put everything into it. Every single frame looked insane, and every penny they spent was worth it. Luffy transformed into something we'd never seen before. His hair turned white, and when someone's hair turns white in anime, you just know it's about to be epic. Last on our list, we have one of the most epic moments in Bleach. If you've made it this far, let me know if you'd like to see a part 2, and drop some moments I might have missed in the comments. Other than that, thanks for watching, and enjoy.
Bankai, Zanka no touch.
When the leader of the Soul Reapers himself stepped onto the battlefield, everyone knew what was about to happen. Yamamoto, the man who'd led the Gotei 13 for 1,000 years, finally drew his blade against Yhwach. The ground burned, the air itself turned to fire, and when he released his Bankai, the world around him turned into a living inferno, Zanka no Tachi, a power so destructive it erased everything it touched and made fans go absolutely crazy.
終わらせるぞ、ユハバハ。行こうか。ザンクとツビンが。ザンカの太刀、南。かか10万億死大掃除。一体何なのだ、これは。わしがこれまでに切った者たちの灰にが敵と断じた者を塵となるまで追い詰める。死神の風上にも置けぬな。残火の太刀来た。